See, it has nothing to do with the pandemic or the economic meltdown or the environment which in your business operates. Environment related problems will be the last one to affect you if your business fundamentals are robust. But as I keep repeating, we all have become good at ignoring the fundamentals. I say this with experience because so many times I get asked the same question. I'm a small entrepreneur. We are a startup with very minimal resources at our disposal. So how do we maximize our productivity, coach? How do I maximize our output, our results, our profits per employee or per resource? If there is non-human resources are involved, then how do we maximize the return on investment on each of the resources or each of the employees? This is a burning problem for a lot of entrepreneurs and small scale or medium scale enterprises because of the lack of resources or the minimal resources they have at their disposal, right? This is what is a challenge. And this is why, in fact, this is challenging for you and a little disappointing for me. See, I agree that you all are good at your craft and you have built successful businesses and you and your team have made it from 0 to 50. But we are not here about that. This program is about 50 to 500. And for that to happen, you have to, yes, you must, you have to leverage the power of processes and the power of fundamentals. Because we cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results, because that is what is called here is a powerful and robust framework which will always enable you to stick to your fundamentals and maximize your profit per employee or per resource. First order of business, first fundamental, your business, my business, and any other business you know of, it exists for one and one purpose only: to make profit by delivering value to its customer. If you are not solving your customer's problem, if you're not able to add value to your customer, then you cannot survive as a business. You cannot exist as a business, right? This is when Henry Ford's quote comes to mind, who said that it's not the employer who pays the wages to the employee. The employer only handles the money. The customer is the one who pays the wages for your employees. So this means what? This means your customer defines what value is to them, right? As a business, you can define the process, the ways in which, the ways in which value will be created and it will flow through the company, and finally how it will be delivered to the customer. The how part you can define as a business, but what is value will be defined by your customer only, right? Here also, there is a very nice quote from Henry Ford, who said that if I would have gone back to the customer and asked them, what do you want? They would have said, faster horses. So what do you do now? Do you start going to each of your customers and ask them one by one, as per you, what is the value that we should deliver as a business? That's not right. That's exactly what Henry Ford meant. You cannot ask your customers, right? But this is where there is a 3-question framework that will help you to understand and define what is value add, or what is that you should continue doing as an organization, and what is non-value add. Let's put it this way. Non-value add is this way, value add is this way, okay? So what is value add that you should continue doing as a business? What is non-value add and you should start ditching it, stop doing as a business? That is why this particular framework or strategy that I'm going to share with you today, it's called VA-NVA analysis. It is called VA-NVA analysis. It comes from the lean philosophy, lean management, lean thinking. So here are the 3 questions that make this framework called VA-NVA analysis, or the strategy called VA-NVA analysis. First question, is it something the customer paying you for? If the answer is yes, it's a value added activity, you continue doing it. If it's no, ask the second question. Second question is it a regulatory mandate that we have to comply with as a business? If the answer is yes, it's a value added activity, you continue doing it. If it's no, then ask the third question, which is it being done right the first time? If the answer is yes, it's a value added activity. If the answer is no, this is a non-value added activity and you must drop that step from your process, delivery process or value creation process, right? If answer to all three questions is no, then that particular step in your value creation or delivery process or manufacturing process or whatever process you're following, that step must be dropped because it's an NVA, non-value added activity. So that is the strategy, VA-NVA analysis. Those are the three questions. Let me help you understand about the implementation, how I have helped as a consultant to implement this in various organizations, right? The implementation strategy is also very easy. First step, in a bottom-up approach, engage your entire employee base and ask them to create a process map for the work they are doing. Note, they have to share the process and the steps they are following as is. How is it happening now? Not how it should be or how they were told in the training. No. How are they doing it today? What are the steps they are following? What is the sequence as it is happening now? Not how it should be, as it is, right? Okay. Once that is done, let it be reviewed by the team members, or let it be summarized first and then reviewed by the team leads or managers, who then share it forward with the reporting department heads or directors or VPs or SVP or EVP and all that. And finally, let it roll up to you guys, the CEOs or the business owners. Okay. Then engage a process expert and create the current state value stream map or current state VSM, which should show you how currently value is being created by the team members and how value is flowing from team to team or department to department or division to division, and finally it is how it is being delivered to the customer. If required, in case of confusions or disagreements between departments, between team members, get things debated and clarified, and only then publish the final version of your current state value stream map. You don't have to worry about what it is. We'll discuss it in future, but at this particular stage as a business owner, you can hire a process expert and get it mapped out, the current state VSM, value stream map, and share it with the entire employee base for acceptance and analysis. This is step one. Step two, once we have a current state value stream map that is accepted by the entire employee base, okay, yes, this is how we are doing things today, then educate the entire employee base about the three questions we just discussed. It could be a simple video, single video from you as the business owner, you as the CEO, explaining the three questions and why we are doing this. That one video should be enough for this purpose. Okay, 5-minute video, 10-minute video, whatever you have to make, explain the three questions. It should be less than 5 minutes. Okay, they will understand, and then you can begin. Ask all your employees to use this 3-question framework to highlight and put into different buckets what they think is value added and what is non-valued, what is VA, what is NVA. Okay, initiate and facilitate a company-wide debate around what is real value add, what is real non-value add. And I'm confident from my previous experiences that approximately 80%, you heard me right, 80% of your work would fall into NVA, which will consist of all those unwanted communications, emails, meetings, phone calls, status calls, etc. The avoidable mistakes and reworks, that will also fall into NVA. The unwanted waiting times for approval or whatever reasons, right? Unwanted waiting times also would fall into this bucket of NVA. Preventable risks and issues and random changes to the product specification, to the environment or to the project scope, etc. will fall into the bucket of NVA. And on all unidentified bottlenecks also would be identified and will come here as bottlenecks will be NVA, and you will have to work on to find a solution around those bottlenecks, right? So now, once you have identified the bucket of VA and NVA, get rid of all those non-value added activities and tasks and approvals and meetings and calls and status reports, etc. in a fair and square way. After removing all the NVA, whatever is left behind becomes your lean process, becomes your future state VSM, future state value stream map, right? Document that. get it again mapped by a process expert, and then publish it to the entire company and assign the role to each employee, irrespective of his seniority or her seniority level. Assign the responsibility to each employee to become an inspector and inspect whether these value-added processes are being followed or something else is being done which is non-value added. Right? The entire employee base must become the inspectors, become the guardians, and protect this value stream map as strongly as you can. Okay, now you must have understood this is a very simple process, unfortunately easy to implement as well. All this activity we just discussed could be done within 2 to 3 weeks of time. Get it done, and then for just 2 quarters, 6 months, 2 quarters, stick to this new value stream map or process. Okay, and then we will discuss the impact to both your top line and your bottom line after 6 months. And if there is no significant impact, the operating word being significant, not minimal, if there is no significant impact to your top line and your bottom line, I'll give you all your money back and you will attain this remainder of the program for free. This is how much confidence I have in this particular process or the strategy called VA-NVA analysis. And this is from my experience as well. Now there is a warning that I must share with you before we close on this particular strategy and its implementation. The warning is another kind of implementation strategy might be lurking in few of your minds. Okay, and that is why a lot of times I get asked this question, Coach, what if instead of the entire company we start with one department, draw the current state BSM, work with the team to classify the steps or process or tasks or activities into value added and non-value added, and drop the non-value added activities and define the future state VSM and then measure progress, right? My answer to that is don't do it. Don't do it for one department, one team ever, because that way you will never be able to realize or experience the power of true lean philosophy or true lean thinking or true lean processes, because it will be like you only improving the interior of your car or only kind of improving the electronics of your car or changing the tires of your car alone or putting only a turbocharger or overhauling the engine alone or improving the powertrain alone and expecting that your car's performance moves from normal to hyper performance. Never happens. It might sound commonsensical, but hyper performance comes only when all these different aspects of the car are improved together at once. The tires are changed, the powertrain is done, the engine is overhauled, the turbocharger put in place, the interiors are improved, the aerodynamics of the car is improved only when you jump from normal performance to hyper performance. So doing one by one, you will never be experience what I'm offering you here. That is why 90% of the companies don't understand how to implement lean. Lean doesn't work for us. Our culture is different. Lean will not work for us. A lot of the times I hear it, but then again, once they do it, it happens. They experience the profit. They experience the benefits of this. Okay. So coming back to square one again, and at the risk of sounding, repeating myself 1,000th of time or the 10,000th of time, this program and all the programs I do, it's about advice and action. Advice I have already given. The burning problem, how do I maximize the return from the employees that work for me or work with me, or how do I maximize the profit from the non-human resources that I deploy inside my organization, inside my business, right? That is the problem, maximizing return on investment on your resources. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you must learn that, you must do that to survive and grow as a business. That's the burning problem. Then I give you a strategy to solve that problem. It's VA-NVA analysis, and I also shared with you how to implement it. Now what you have to do it is just act on it. Believe in it and act on it, and you will thank me forever.